Welcome back to another episode of Thoughts on Education, an initiative by collegedunia.com. Today we have Mr. Maluk, the chairman of Master Group of Institutions, which includes MAM College of Engineering and Technology, MAM School of Architecture, and MAM Business School. He's an eminent educationist and his contribution to the education field is phenomenal. Welcome to the session, sir.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
I would start with a brief introduction about you, sir. Mr. Maluk has done his PhD from the prestigious Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. And prior to that, he has done his Master of Engineering from NIT Trichy. And he has done his Bachelor's of Engineering from Bharathidasan University. He has graduated in first class and with a institute rank of 2 and 6 in Masters as well as Bachelor's respectively. Mr. Maluk has won several awards. To name a few, he has won Glory of Education Excellence Award, Significant Contribution Award at the national level, Global E-Learning Institutional Leadership Award, Eminent Educationist Award, and Lifetime Achievement Award, to name a few. So welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'll start off with the first question. Being the chairman of MAM Group of Institution, what is your philosophy on leadership? How would you describe your leadership style, sir?
I strongly believe the leadership should be inclusive in the sense a leader is one who gives autonomy to your people who are part of the team. And the team should be responsible in creating more leaders. I strongly believe that policing is never going to work. There should be a process set. And once a process is set, once you trust a person and give him complete autonomy for him to execute and prove his talent. So to be in a nutshell, a leader is one who creates more leader and who executes by himself. What is leadership all about?
That's great, sir. And my second question would be more on the curriculum at MAM Group of Institutions, sir. How are you ensuring that best practice of industry is inculcated to your students, sir?
This I've been talking about for many, many years. Everywhere where you go, they say there is a disconnect between the industry and the education institutions. And every forum, everyone keeps talking about it. I felt that no one is trying to do an initiative about it. We in Master Group of Institutions created an exclusive center for skill development initiative where we strongly had a bonding relationship with industry. We brought in industry into the campus. So TCS was looking for a center for conducting online initiative and other stuff. We thought, let's give them infrastructure, let TCS come to our campus. And we looked at various industries where first what I thought was, let us transform our professors, faculty members to be associated closely with the industry. Then let's look at students. If faculties are the one who are going to mold the students, if they themselves don't know what is happening to the industry, it's going to be a huge gap. So this particular skill development initiative, the Center for Skill Development Initiative, worked very closely with the industry. And we might have signed up around 50 MOUs across various companies. And it was not just for namesake we signed an MOU. We were really contributing for the industry. Our professors were consultants in many initiatives, trained the employees of the companies. Our faculty members went on a sabbatical to companies to be said, we don't want you people to give any money to our employees. Take them, we'll give them off. Let them be in the industry for 3 months, 6 months, wherever durations you look, they will be fitted. And use them, make them an employee of our company without any salary. And let them get to understand what is existing in the industry and let them start percolating that in the students' mind. So by which we were able to take a lot of projects from the industry. Companies started to believe in us, gave smaller projects for execution to the teachers. Teachers use the students to do it. So in that way, we were able to build a very, very strong relationship between industry and the institutions. And we are very strongly connected with forums like Confederation of Indian Industry. We had been mentored by institutions like NIT Trichy. We have close relationship. IIT Madras, me myself being an alumni of IIT Madras has a forum called PALS, where they select a handful of colleges and they do a lot of such initiatives. And we are one of the top institutions who had been partnered with PALS. And year on year, our students keep winning projects for the companies, where the students are asked to develop some model ideas related to the company's expectation. And these students build with the support of the faculty members, and that gets developed as a product. So these are some small initiatives which we have been taking. And I feel that it's not at all difficult. It's a mindset. It's a mindset of individuals. And ultimately, our students, today the competition has gone so high. You need to produce engineers where they are ready-madely fit in for the companies. Companies are not ready to waste time on training students, right? So can you make your student ready-madely available for the industry? And that's what we are working through this particular relationship. Yeah.
That's great to know, sir. Which kind of answers my next question also. I was going to ask you regarding the heavy competition out there for the students currently. So it is such a competitive environment. So you're providing great initiatives at your campuses for the students to rightly upskill themselves and be ready to face the competition out there in the real world once they graduate from the institutions.
Exactly. See, in addition to that, I'll tell you, it is not just the marks which is important. Many people make a mistake. Say today, everywhere people are hunting for marks. Today, I don't know whether how many of them are aware of it. Companies don't look at the certificate for recruitment. Companies look at the knowledge of an individual to recruit. And it is like, say this, broiler chickens. Schools work for marks. Colleges work for mark. The system of ranking colleges based on results should be abolished. But the easiest that the university can do is look at results and say, this college is doing good. That's a bad way of doing. So what happens is, every college rushes to acquire the top spot only with results. That has to be abolished. It's one of the wrong way of looking at institutions. Institutions are not just meant to give marks. What happens ultimately? Teachers are compelled to ensure that the students score marks. But you need to give a free answer to the teachers. So can you inculcate a atmosphere, a culture where student can be made to learn by himself with the support of teachers, with understanding the societal requirement, imbibing co-curricular activities, extracurricular activities. All these are forgotten. Students are not made to go play in the sports for the games. Students are not made to participate in activities. It's wrong. So people make a mistake. Say a student going and dancing, he learns a lot out of it, right? It's not that engineering students should not go and dance. Engineering students should not go and sing. Say if the college has to be successful, sad is even parents are not able to understand that. Parents look at that, right? If you want to be successful, but things are changing around. Right. If you want to be successful, look for a college which gives ambience for curriculum, co-curriculum, extracurricular activities. Everything should be packed. So the portal of education should be where they learn everything. And they transform themselves. The system of thoughts of looking at education, say the saddest truth in India is we are all teaching centric. In the sense, you need to push a student to learn this examination. You are trying to police the students. It should be more of, ours is a teaching centric. It should be more of learning centric. Students should learn by themselves. Say the COVID has taught a big lesson. No one is pushing students. Students want to understand the reality. Now they look at things. They learn themselves. They come to teachers now. They come to colleges now, asking. So every college, the university should understand and change, at least at this stage. This era should bring a huge change where we bring in learning-centric education, not teaching-centric education. That is the biggest difficulty, a change between a developed country and India. In developing countries, in developed countries, in US, in Europe, in Australia, all these places is more of learning-centric. They focus on the libraries. They focus on laboratories where professors are there for the students to come and ask them questions. But here, we put the pistol on the forehead and say, learn this, do this, never do that. Leave it free, right? I feel that things are changing around with the competition around. Still, it's a system. It's a process. A lot of people are involved. One cannot make a difference. But anything and everything has to happen with a change. I feel that we are all set for that change. India should become a place of learning-centric education. Teaching-centric education should go off. Teachers should be providers of solution for when students come to them. Right? How much teachers should just set the foundation for them to go explore further. Have a participative dialogue on thinking aloud. So these are my thoughts. I might be funny too, but honestly speaking, these are my serious thoughts about this is the way education should transform.
No, sir, I completely understand. And initiatives that you are taking in your campus to give live learning experiences by tying up with many corporate companies, I'm sure you are giving a very much learning-centric environment in your campuses, sir.
Yeah, of course. We strongly believe in that. Moreover, every company has requires huge manpower, but they also want to optimize on the cost. Right? It is not just the company cannot afford. They want volume of people, but they cannot be training and for a specific project. Can that be used by and give it to our students to do it, by which they understand what the companies are doing. They learn what the companies are doing. Right? Give them the transformation of such an initiative, and that's what we do.
Great. Yeah. So I would like to know more about the programs at your college. Any new programs you're planning to launch, or any new programs that is already launched in your campuses for the students to give diversity in learning?
So I'm a strong believer of fundamental education. I'm a very strong believer of fundamental education. I say at the undergraduate level, you should give them the fundamental concepts. People today go and learn, be in artificial intelligence, be in machine learning, be in microwave engineering. The narrowing down on a specific topic should happen at the postgraduate level and at the next level. It cannot be narrow. But the problem in today's thing is public expect. They look at the college, they say, this college, why is that they are not offering data science? This college, why is that they are not offering? They look at, people believe that AI is the buzzword everywhere. I should learn a course on AI at the undergraduate. That's the wrong way of looking at it. AI is not for a specific program. It is not an engineering by itself. It is applicable to all field of engineering, right? But yes, we had this year, we are doing a change because my deans and our team of people who are there wanted new courses, and they are going for new courses. They are going for data science and AI courses. But though I'm in principle not for it, honestly speaking, I'm just throwing my honest thoughts. I strongly believe kids should acquire fundamental education, which is very, very strong, and diversification on long back, people were talking about medical science in a very big way, right? Can say all of a sudden some innovative courses started to build up. After that particular technology vanished, and when we moved to the next, right? So what will happen to those engineers, right? Rather give them the fundamental education. Fundamentals never change. Fundamentals are not going to change. Give them the fundamentals. Say, what happens today with such novel courses coming through, they forget about the fundamental courses. They focus on directly. So without the fundamental knowledge, you are trying to build a ready-made sandwich. It's going to hurt at some point of time. I'll tell you again, I'm repeating it. Knowledge is power. Get the students the knowledge. And they could go get accommodated to any kind of recent advancement. Right? Say, look at people who have 30 years of experience. I am there. I got graduated in the year 93, my undergraduate. Just look at the sea change that's happened. I did B in electronics and communication engineering. Not a single course of computer science was there. I was not knowing how to handle computer. I was not even knowing how to switch off. But to be honest, I was a topper in my college, in the undergraduate. I was not knowing how to switch on a computer system. Right? I went and did my ME computer science in RSC Trichy, where we had Asia's largest computer center, Octagon. I was literally not knowing which button I need to press. I graduated, came out as a topper again in RSC Trichy. Right? And 1995 I passed out. Look at what kind of transformation that has happened. Today I work on, I started a startup on AI and IoT. Did I learn AI and IoT by chance? No, right? I was able to get to know what is the right. So if you give the right fundamentals, automatically people can get accommodated to what is required. All the great inventions that came from people having fundamental strong knowledge. It is not just they directly went and learned AI and become great people there, right? These are reality, but still public's expectation are fancy courses. Right. I strongly, again repeat, fundamentals are more important. Never miss on fundamentals. Yeah.
It's great to know your thought process on this, sir.
Yeah.
Earlier you had mentioned that you like to promote more of you like to give more importance to extracurricular as well as co-curricular activities in a student life. So what any extracurricular activities or programs that that you provide in your institute that can enhance the student skills? What are the opportunities you're providing in your institution, sir?
Say when we started the institution in the year 1999, I gave more importance to sports. We were such a budding institutions. We organized the Olympics of sports in MAM. Even today, we are the youngest institution who had hold the TICE, Tamil Nadu Engineering College Sports. It's a Olympics for engineering college students. We had conducted it. So okay. I encourage my students, whomever has talent on any of the sports, to go and participate. Why should we stop? They know how to learn. They know how to what is important in their life. We permit them to go wherever any cultural activities are there. Go, and if required, when they go for a competition, we bring in experts to train them and send them. We don't blindly send them. We also handhold them. That's super important. I could still remember 1999 when we started the college. The first prize my students won was in fashion show. I was literally going and sitting to observe. No one knows that I was a chairman of a college. I was sitting, how is my students doing? They won the second prize. The first prize ever MAM has won. In the year when we started, first prize was a fashion show. Right? So students has to be permitted to prove what they like and handle them for that. They will go win in an amazing way. So this we keep continuing to we entertain people to participate in sports. We entertain. We have a Toastmaster club as a co-curricular activity initiative.
Great to know, sir.
Yeah. Say we were those days. I'm talking about 5-6 years back. Only VIT Vellore had a Toastmaster club in the entire Tamil Nadu. We were the first college, self-financing college to have it. NIT had later, other universities had later. No, right?
Okay.
So we focus on co-curricular activities like Toastmaster Club. Right? So there are a lot of innovative clubs which are there. Project clubs and other stuff which are there for the students to go explore and give them an opportunity to learn what they would love to learn. This is how we look at.
Great, sir.
Yeah.
Um, my last question would be to understand the biggest challenges that you see, sir, for higher education in general, which you have kind of answered that we in India have to shift to more of a learning centric system. So that I can understand that you are seeing it as a biggest challenge for India in the upcoming years. But I would like to know more on what challenges you see as the chairman of MAM Group of Institutions, any big challenges that you see and how you overcome them, how you see your years ahead for MAM institutions, sir.
Excellent question. I have multiple dimensional answers for that. Say,
Great.
point number one, the government opened up the Pandora box, and whomever wanted to start the college, they gave the opportunity to start the college. Nothing wrong with it. And what happens is each institution started to focus in each direction. When we learned, we were given knowledge and we were not spoken about job or the future at all. They taught us the fundamentals and they made us acquire what we wanted. But today, the entire society is focusing towards asking, first question, will you get me a placement? Will my student, if they join your institution, will he get a university rank? Right? We are not a machine to have a process where you send this side the student and we get the student this side. They should see, does this college have the right teachers to offer the right knowledge for my son or my daughter to get the right career what they want. We are providers of knowledge. Institutions are providers of knowledge and not job. Job is a byproduct. Industries are there hunting for the right talent. Right? Talents are available everywhere. But are you giving an ambience, atmosphere, culture wherein the student acquire that knowledge? The university, the system should abolish the placement cell in all colleges.
Okay,
right?
sir.
Portals are available. Let industry put the portal open there. Students, whomever want to get enrolled, get them enrolled. The entire focus on the college today is, can I get my student a placement? My strong thoughts and feeling are, we do have placement cell in order to accommodate the expectation of the society. But my thoughts are, give the right knowledge for the student to get what he wants. Don't get him a job. Get him the basics or fundamentals. Job is a byproduct, but entire focus on the byproduct and not the core. Similarly, get them don't look at marks. Scoring marks, many people is difficult. It's not at all difficult. It's very, very easy. But the problem is what happens is today, you focus on marks. What happens? The students completely work with a blueprint. Question, answer, question, answer. The next level of thought process are not there. Right? So, huge challenge. If you want Indian engineers to be very, very successful, say what happens is when all these number of colleges are there. Today, I'll tell you, the demand is less compared to the supply. The demand is less compared to the supply. Number of seats which are available in Tamil Nadu is more than the number of students aspiring to become engineers. Ultimately, what happens? People look at the byproduct. They look at shortcuts. They don't look at the longer horizon. So every college looks at, can I ensure that I bring in 500 offers for my student this year? So there's this placement cell, and the placement cell is given a target, and the placement cell works for that. Right? Ultimately, what happens? Say, the curriculum did not talk about, say, university curriculum. They are all, we need to ensure that we give 6 theory subjects and 3 practical subjects in a semester, 9 courses. We need to also ensure that the students are made to participate in all co-curricular and extracurricular activities, like Toastmaster Club is there and other initiatives are there, skill development initiatives are there, plug-in courses are there. Where is that you are going to work on the placement? What happens? You need to pull out this on fundamentals which is required. You need to, which is the easiest to cut on? Cut the extracurricular activity. If you want a placement, get into the placement department initiative. Participate in that. So students are compelled to forego certain things for something else. Right? So ultimately, we need to, these are challenges. So demand is less, supply is more. So people look at shortcuts, public look at shortcuts. They don't look at holistic view of how an education system should be there. So we can keep talking. Ultimately, if I don't live up to the expectations, I'll be a loser. As a system, it should survive. As a system, it should do well. For which we do have completely what is expected out of it. And the biggest challenge is students are not becoming knowledgeable because of the system, because of the kind of process which are there. Knowledge is the key to success, and offer the right knowledge. And the knowledge can be given not with buildings, not with greeneries. We are not running a 5-star hotel. We are running a place. Colleges are places where it's a temple of education. Teachers are the gods. People forgot today, everywhere, teachers' respect is going down because of all these things. With money, you could pump in and build any amount of buildings. But the best teachers are the one who could inculcate huge difference in the minds of the students. So teachers, invest on teachers. Getting quality teachers is becoming a challenge. It's a circle problem. It's a real cycle problem. If the institution has to do well, they should have the best of the teachers. And if they need the best of the teachers, they need to pay them the best of the salary. The teachers has to be promoted to do research. The teachers has to be promoted to do collaboration with the industry. And if they need to do all these things, they need to ensure that they work with the students closely in implementing all these thoughts. So multiple focus has to be looked at. So this is at a higher level summary. So there are a lot of, actually, honestly speaking, running institutions are not easy. Many people think that if you have money, you throw money, you could do it. My strong thoughts are teachers are the pillars of the institutions. If at all the college has to, so if a student has to look for a college, they need to look at, does this college has the right ambience with the right teachers? That is the focus. That is the focus. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your thoughts on education. And I would like to end the session with your great thought, which is the knowledge is wealth. That's the greatest thing that you have told, and it's a true great philosophy, sir. Thank you so much for giving us your time and sharing your thoughts on education with college.
Pleasure is mine. Pleasure is mine. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.